Hi all, my name is V, and as a USA citizen, it is my duty to warn everyone. If I told you that our republic is dead, the school shootings are symptoms of the illness that killed it, and all can be fixed relatively easily, would you believe me? I ask that you give me less than 10 minutes to explain. So, when the Supreme Court ruled presidential immunity, our republic died. If just one citizen is immune to our laws, we are not a republic. This isn't a political discussion anymore. We only have rights as long as we have leadership that respects them. It's clear that this administration doesn't respect them one bit. See, Trump touted about making America great, yet never said how he'd do it, because he never intended on doing it. He lied and will continue to lie, as it's always worked for him in the past. Now, I'd love to make America great. Unlike with Trump, I know how we can do just that. And please know that I have no interest in being POTUS or in any leadership position. I'm just a disabled engineer who only wants to fix the system. First, we need to refresh our knowledge on our foundings and stop letting older generations tell us how things are supposed to be. Monsters fear change because it means that the jig is up. Okay? Anyways, so 250 years ago, before any decisions were made, our founders had one goal, and that was to stop history from repeating. They never wanted future generations to suffer and battle for freedom as they had. The problem, they didn't know what caused history to repeat. They had a few guesses, but no hard evidence, as all known previous attempts at democracy had failed, starting at around 200 years of age. So they created a science experiment, one where everything would be documented so that we could figure it out for them. Thus, the great experiment was born, aka the United States of America. A 250-year-long social science experiment that failed because we forgot our mission in stopping history from repeating. I'm optimistic, though, and have faith in the future, but we will have to work together if we want it. The reason why I have faith is because while working on my side project 3 years ago, I discovered the answer they were looking for. I have since confirmed it. I've just not had the resources to publish it, so here I am, manipulating the internet to the best of my ability. The answer is oppression. See, history repeats not because we can't learn, but rather because we can't stop oppressing others. How can we learn as long as education remains a privilege and varies? We just give it different names for different forms and different periods of time. Wash, rinse, repeat. Now, some of you are thinking, we're not oppressed. And that's what the monsters want you to think. We are all oppressed, just with varying degrees, and most of it don't know it. Monsters use fancy words and lies to fool the masses into supporting their greed. Naming bills with phrases and words like lobbying and Citizens United or the Save Act that had no benefits for the public as a whole. After generations of wolves dressed as sheep, our whole system has been inundated with a slew of oppressive legislation and fully fallen to corruption. Their oppressive legislation triggered a butterfly effect that led to all of the societal decay we are seeing today, including the school shootings. Think frogs in a large pot of water. Still skeptical? Well, what happens to an oppressed mind? Drugs become coping mechanisms. Crime and homelessness become survival tactics. Suicide or a mass shooting are simply exit strategies. All of it is connected. As the cost of survival grew and median household income remained stagnant, we became self-destructive. See, the day lobbying was legalized, our nation started migrating from a nation by the people, for the people, to a nation bought by corporations, for corporations. Lobbying is just a fancy word for bribery. The only people that our reps should ever listen to are the citizens, not the few with money. Any legislation that didn't serve equality is oppressive and should be rescinded. Also, no government official should ever be allowed to lie to the public. That's oppressive. The biggest bit of legislation that brought us here is lobbying, of course, with citizens united right behind it. Even the Electoral College is oppressive. Why should my vote count more towards federal leadership than yours simply because we're in different states? That's oppressive and not fair to you. There is a way to perfect equality legislatively. However, no election is going to fix what's already dead. In order to create a transparent system that prevents corruption and delivers true equality and justice for all, scientifically, we need a separation of beliefs and state. Because beliefs, anything not proven to be factual, affect the beholder alone. Only the facts affect us all, regardless of personal choice. Now, thinking back throughout our history, the only time we've had great moments is when we stood united against oppression. Our founders didn't rebel because the king was kind and generous. They rebelled because he oppressed them. The Civil War was a battle against slavery, another form of oppression. In World War II, we battled against Hitler for oppressing the people of Europe. In the 1960s, we had the Civil Rights Movement, another battle against oppression. These moments have marked our history for generations as our greatest. If we truly wanted to make America great, I say we follow suit. Let's unite one more time against all forms of oppression and agree to redesign the system accordingly. The process wouldn't be difficult, just extensive. If we agreed to hit pause, arrest those who have been lying to the public and passing oppressive legislation, provide the basics for survival to those in need, while we redesign it all, I'm positive we can not only make America great, but we can make her better than ever before. Because true greatness always begins with empathy and kindness. Of which, did you know that Lady Liberty is an empath? You can tell by how she's holding her torch for the weak and lost. See, revolutions are all about redefining how our government is supposed to work for us. There's no reason why we can't have the fastest and most peaceful revolution in all of human history. We are American citizens. We write our history with our actions today. And any true American patriot would stand up against oppression and show empathy for the oppressed, because that's what makes us truly great. And, to quote Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Many of our reps, no matter their party, have been putting the needs of the few as top priority. We can't allow this to happen ever again. Thanks.